Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to see this, I would like to offer the mid-January elemental relationship reading for the element of fire. Right here. Oops, right here. These are general readings looking at the energy for fire singles or fire couples. So take what works, leave the rest for somebody else. And fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you have never had your charts read or you're looking for a different perspective, there is a link in the description to a natal chart. It gives you your base chart with the 12 houses and all the little signs and symbols, and then a 10 to 20 page report on what all of that means. They're surprisingly accurate. I love going back to mine. So, if you're interested in that, you can check that out. And as I said earlier, I start with reading for fire singles, and then we look at fire in a relationship. And we look at the chakra energy, kind of give you an idea of where you're sitting right now, type of thing. And then we pull some tarot cards to have it fill in the blanks, because there's always a little bit of help in the tarot. I've yet to find a time when the tarot did not have something good to say. So, we are starting off for fire singles with number 34, Dialogue. Before I read out of the book, I'm going to say this is saying that it is definitely time to use your gift for gab. Use that charm, fire singles. You have this innate ability to draw people to you. It doesn't matter what sign you are, or zodiac sign. The element you carry is very much about passion. There's also a little bit of cheekiness that comes with that, so it's a little flirtatious. And they're saying with that, when we talk dialogue, it's definitely about open communication, being upfront and honest with people, but also being okay with playing and having a little bit of fun as well. They're really wanting to get that point across. So, let's take a peek. This is going to be in your throat chakra, so that's where the energy I'm feeling is coming up this month. The deity on the card is Matangi, considered to be a powerful manifestation of the tantric arts. Matangi is a fierce form of Sarawati and another manifestation of the Divine Mother. Known as the Dark One, she resides in the throat chakra and is thought to have authority over speech, knowledge, and emotional expression. So fire, you're going to be definitely in your feels this month, but you're going to be very open to communicating at fire singles. So, your keywords are listening for truth, clarity and communication, sensing underlying emotional currents that may need to be discussed, developing better communication skills. Fire singles, this next period of time for you, month or so, is definitely going to be understanding yourself better. If you're looking for a relationship, you're going to be able to be very elegant, or at least open, with how you feel about the situation. It's going to grant you a lot more. Matangi is definitely going to offer you a lot more clarity. They're showing images and I'm not quite catching them all, sorry. Much more clarity in how you're communicating with other people. That's definitely about a little bit more flirtatious, but it's going to allow you to, if you're looking for someone to say, this is what I'm looking for. I don't want this, I want this. So you're going to get a little more definition on that. And if you're not looking, what I'm hearing is this is a good time to do some self-reflection, but be honest with yourself. When we talk about the throat chakra and that center of energy, it's very much about truth-telling. And when we are doing truth is not generally the nicest thing to play with. Truth tends to be very blunt and very matter-of-fact. Now, you can make it nice, but still say the truth, even if you're talking to yourself. So if you're single and you're not looking, I'm hearing this is a good time to do some mirror work. Work on your affirmations by looking yourself in the eyes. That is going to help shift your awareness a little bit into more understanding this meat suit you're carrying around and who lives inside of it. So, your first tarot for fire singles is the Hermit. Find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. Fire singles, whether you're looking for somebody or you're content to be alone this month or single, however you want to phrase that, it's really about understanding yourself. And it could be that you need a little guidance, and that's where the hermit can pull away with one person and seek out that advice. But the other aspect of the hermit is pulling away from everything. So you do your job, go to work, whatever, but spend some time in quiet solitude at home. Work on meditation if that's something you're really wanting to work towards, or spend a little more time with your prayer and your studies, however that manifests for you. But it's definitely this next little bit, single or in a looking, it's time to start really focusing on what's important. The relationship down the road could be nice if you can find that. If it's not in your cards at the moment, then work with that relationship with God Source Divine is what I'm hearing. Your second card is the Prince of Autumn, dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. Have some fun with this one. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, and kindness to others. If you are looking for a relationship, this is where you need to be. You need to be honest and upfront. That's that dependable and protective. Chivalry, for the most part, was applied to the masculine, but there is an aspect of chivalry that they have forgotten in the feminine. Be the person that you want to be. Step into the fullness of who you are. That allows you to attract the person that you're looking for, not just some random person. If you're authentic within yourself, you can be authentic with another. Chivalry was a polite way of being honest, but it was also about protection of yourself and the other person. And when we tie these together with the hermit, this is where we need to start. Understanding the self, understanding the inner circle, understanding what's going on and who we are in our physical form, because this is who, fire singles, this is who you're turning into. You're turning into that dependable person. You're turning into that chivalrous person. You're turning into that person who's protecting of themselves, but also protects those in their inner circle, and that could be a future partner. But the one thing with that is, don't take life so serious. The Prince of Autumn comes across as a very serious energy. When you look at him, he's very upfront. I've got things to do. This is how it is. But there's a little sense of humor that goes with it. And fire singles, don't forget to laugh. Don't take everything super serious. Even when you're doing your own personal work, you're doing the mirror work, you're doing journaling, however you're looking inside, be okay with being honest with yourself, but have some fun with it. If you happen to, as I did, trip over the words, or you're looking at yourself, then you start making faces because your mind's not processing whatever it is you're looking for, then do that. Have fun with it. Really enjoy the journey this month, fire singles. They're not saying that it's going to be good, bad, and different. It's all in what energy you're willing to put forward is what energy you're going to get back. So stay clean and clear and true to yourself. That's going to allow you to bring in the perfect partner that is going to open you up to being the best person you can be, so that you can be that perfect partner as well. So let's hop over to our fire couples. And fire couples, you could be the fire sign or your partner could be the fire sign. You can be cross-watching it for that. But fire couples, fire in relationship, it's definitely going to be an interesting month because you have number 13, emotions. And I believe we have a form of Kali on the front here. And what am I seeing here? Yeah, this is probably going to be a Kali type energy. So what I'm getting from this before we open the book is this is a time for you to look inwards. Are your emotions okay? Are you being emotionally fed in this relationship you're in? If the answer is no, why? This is a time to clear out the clutter within. Do some meditation, maybe even seek out a couples counselor or something like that. But there's this energy that I'm getting right off the bat here that fire couples, emotional needs aren't being met within this relationship right now. Everything else is doing good. You're mentally stimulating each other, you're working together well, bedroom's great, but there's something missing in the emotional part. Like there might be a need to spend some date nights together where you can really bond that love back into where it is. Or it could be that there's emotional block. Like, you don't want to let that other person get too close. At this point, you've been in the relationship. Why are you hiding it from them? Why are they hiding it from you? This is where you kind of have to be gentle, but allow the open communication to occur. So let's take a peek in our book here. We have, oops, it's not quite, it's like Kali, but it's Terra, as the deity is Terra, an embodiment of the nature of emotions. This goddess who grants protection from fears and negative tendencies easily rides and dives through the waves of the turbulent seas. She stands on a corpse, letting us know that we are not our body. She is known for taking people across the vast seas of samsara, which is the physical world. And our keywords here are, oh, this is a paragraph. Pursuit of emotional fulfillment, searching for preferences, not shoulds, balancing joys and sorrows, duality such as attraction and avoidance, passion and dispassion, trust and jealousy. And this can be an either or, this can be really strong felt energies, but we are, I think we're in the, we're in the sacral chakra, which is your second chakra up from the root. And generally this is seen with orange, since that's where I think the orange halo around her is. But what we're looking at is fire couples really bring your emotions to the front, examine them. Are you being upfront and honest with how you feel, how you're experiencing, how is your partner experiencing life? There is some emotional stuff going on right now, and that's where it's like there's something that's not being quite fulfilled in this relationship because someone is closing down, and they're saying that they're closing down due to a past trauma or a stress that they don't want to burden the other person with. You're in a relationship. What's yours is theirs, what's theirs is yours. There is not really a good separation here anymore, is what I'm hearing. So just because one person's relationship is dealing with some pretty big stuff, the other one, you're there to support. You're there to encourage. You're there to love them through the situation. This is where we tap into that, needing that guide, that Terra energy, to guide us through the chaos of the emotions that are doing this. Shutting down is not always the healthiest thing, and fire, when your passions, your emotions get stirred up, it's volatile. So be gentle with each other, but be gentle with yourself. If you're the one that's dealing with it and your partner's like, what's wrong? Be open to them and just tell them how you're feeling. Watch how they respond to it, because that'll tell you a little bit how much more you're going to go there. But what I'm hearing is this is not a long-term thing, it's a short-term thing, but don't allow a short-term issue to become a long-term divide. So we're looking at the Seven of Winter. There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Kind of calling out a little bit of the, well, I don't want to deal with this right now, or I'm not going to tell my partner about this, because the Seven of Winter is saying don't do that. Really focus on being upfront and being honest. If you ignore a problem, it tends to get bigger until it blows up. If you deal with the problem when it's small, you can diffuse it. And that's what this is, what I'm hearing with this one. Your second card is the Three of Spring. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. You have two cards that are very much about don't run away from the problem, because if you can deal with it now, better days are ahead. What happens in the winter may be cold. It may be uncomfortable. It may be something that you don't want to do or you don't want to talk about. But the Three of Spring is saying when you release that, when you let that problem go, and I'm hearing very distinctly this is one person is pulling away because they don't want to burden the other person with the drama. But you're a couple. You're supposed to be working through things together. This situation, whatever it is you're dealing with, fire, is going to help bond you even closer. And if it's something even more interesting, we'll call it that, than a small thing, and it's something bigger and you're not really sure how to deal with it, that's when you can go to a therapist or counselor, therapist preferably, that is on the same page of let's see how we can fix this, not if. Let's see how we can fix this. Your emotions flare up, but they're not always the most trustworthy thing. Your gut instincts are, But when we talk about emotions, that's where we're not seeing things clearly. That's where we're getting into the struggle of, well, I just don't want to burden them because they wouldn't understand. Maybe they do, and they're waiting for you to actually make that step. Or maybe you see what's going on, and they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to burden you with it. Open the door. Say, hey, if there's something going on you want to talk about, let's talk about it. I'm okay with it. I may not understand it, but I'm willing to hear you out. So that you're opening that door of communication to help fix the situation. Fire couples, this one feels a little bit heavy, but the overall outcome is going to be positive as long as you're honest with yourself. So it's a matter of putting pride aside, putting ego aside, and being open to that growth, that vulnerability, because that's going to deepen the intimacy between you and your partner. And in the end, the Three of Spring is saying, this is how things are going to go. The long term is your goal here. The short term, the winter, it doesn't last. The long term is what we're aiming for. So you're planting seeds this month of a very, very, very powerful growth period and a deepening of your relationship going forward. So fire couples, plant the seeds of positivity and growth. Take out the part that's not healthy between the two of you and allow it to heal and bond even closer. So, fire, hopefully these resonate for you. Fire singles, definitely don't lose your sense of humor. Fire couples, understand that your partner loves you deeply and you love your partner deeply. Be open to communication and allow your egos to go away because they're not going to be beneficial in the situation. So with that, I will let you guys go. Like, comment, subscribe. As long as we're respectful, that's really all we can ask for. And I will see you guys in the next video.